and gentlemen, I wish to start by thanking Mr. Professor Buchner and the UNPO for giving Lake Urmia a voice and us a chance. We are a political organization that, together with various parties and organizations, work for human rights and self-determination for Azerbaijani Turks in Iran. Our goal is a democratic, secular, and equal society where all the different nationalities in Iran have autonomy and have their ethnical and national needs met. Ladies and gentlemen, as I speak here today, thousands of my sisters and brothers are demonstrating on the streets of southern Azerbaijan, demanding change and demanding justice. The demonstrations has not stopped nor reduced since the 9th of November this year. And this time the situation is very crucial. 136 people have been arrested officially, and we have reasons to believe that hundreds of more people have been captured in the demonstrations. And what is the reason for the demonstrations? This time, a Turkish child is presented as an idiot who cannot make a difference between a toothbrush and a toilet brush in the official Iranian TV channel. The child brushes his teeth with a toilet brush instead of a toothbrush, and the other Persian actors laugh at him, explaining that he smells bad. For generations now, the Persian regime has been making a joke out of us. Our children have been punished in school for speaking their mother language, a constitutional right that they have, but only on paper. We have been called donkeys. Our political leaders have been imprisoned, tortured, and killed. And we have been seen as stupid and narrow-minded. We have been portrayed as cockroaches, feeding off the Persian toilet in the official newspaper. And now this. One can ask for what purpose they do this. Do they want to provoke people to conflict? The Persian regime directs and controls the media in Iran. They use the media and their education system to maintain and nourish the chauvinistic politics and their racistic purpose. The population of Iran is estimated to 77 million people. Of these 77 million people, approximately 70% are of non-Persian origin. Iran consists of a wide range of different ethnic compositions and national belongings, such as the Arabs, the Baluchi, the Kurds, the Turkmens, the Lurs, and of course the Turks. The Azerbaijani Turks are estimated to 35 million people in Iran. So we are a majority that are in minority. Furthermore, Iran's structure is based on a supreme leadership, currently being Ayatollah Khamenei. It is his word and not Rouhani's that decide Iran and its people's destiny. So even if we get a liberal president, that may fool the West to forget about the past and forget about the past. The act of the regime is and will be the same when it comes to human rights and democracy. Talks are good, but real difference can only happen after structural change that includes the different nations of Iran. Iran's chauvinistic policy works with clear guidelines on the different ethnicities within the country. They use a systematic approach to achieve its goals, which are assimilate the people, twist their history, destroy their economy, and erase their ethnic boundaries by systematically mixing the various peoples and create conflict between the different nations. The racist policy is shown even more in the strategic placement of factories and industrial development to only the Persian regions of the countries. Millions of people are forced to move in order to maintain their economical survival. The total destruction of the environment of the different ethnics ensure that the different regions definitely shall be bound to the Persian region and the Persian regime. Clear examples are the Karun River, Hamun Lake, and now Urmia Lake. As we look at the situation with Urmia Lake, the picture becomes even clearer. Even after the international community stressed the needs to save the lake from drying out, And even after Iran's own expert in the area explained that only a few % of the water in the lake is remaining, and that in a matter of months it will be totally dried out, the regime in Iran do not react. The former agriculture minister of Iran, Mr. Isa Kalantari, stresses on the disaster that would occur if and when Lake Urmia dries out. He warned about the large refugee numbers that would be created. The first group of refugees would be over 4 million people, and the total number would be up to 15 million people, because the salt will not only affect Iran, but also the Republic of Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkey, and Iraq. This he puts in comparison with the refugee number after the Iran-Iraq war, when 1.1 million people became refugees in Iran. And he continues, the greatest devastation after the outdrying of Lake Urmia will hit Tabriz, the capital of southern Azerbaijan. He finishes by pointing out that the government has no program nor an interest to stop the lake from drying out. The cost of saving the lake is today $7 billion. Had it been done 3 years ago, the cost would be around $1 billion. If the lake is not saved now, the cost will exceed hundreds of billions, if it will even be possible. The Middle East region is, as we all know, a very insecure and unstable region. Do we afford to fuel the 21st century's greatest ecological disaster on top of the already extremely sensitive political situation? The ecological problems have undoubtedly a political purpose. The desire is to weaken the political forces and nations seeking self-determination and democracy. Iran will never save Lake Urmia. It is the regime's wish that the lake dries out and that the population scatters, the economy weakens. The regime is looking out for itself. We, Azerbaijani and Turks, must take care of this. If the outdrying of Lake Urmia occurs, it will be our death sentence. We cannot let that happen. Promises does not save Lake Urmia. Action does. And time is not on our side. We believe in a peaceful solution and democracy, but for how long? The different nationalities of Iran all have same ethnic people in neighboring countries. For example, the Turks of Iran are the same people as the Republic of Azerbaijan in the north, as well as the people of Turkey in the west. Obviously, a civil war in Iran for this reason can very quickly turn into a regional war between the various nationalities in the region. The Persian regime is playing on this fear, thereby preventing that a peaceful and non-violent solution can be achieved. The regime of Iran lies on a dictatorial and chauvinistic structure. A sustainable and just political solution respecting the self-determination for the people of Iran can be found in a democratic, secular, and federal political rule. Democracy is created at the grassroots of a nation, within and by the people. And all sustainable change must be anchored within the people. Here, the international community and the European Parliament plays a large role. By supporting the national and social movement, just as the one that are on the streets of southern Azerbaijan today, they would be able to work for peace and human rights within Iran. They can pave the way for sustainability and peace.